This is the 2022 Mk8 Golf R. Volkswagen's newest member of the super hot hatch family that has captured the hearts and minds of enthusiasts since its inception in 2004 with the Mk4 R32. For those not certain exactly what the Golf R is, here's a quick rundown. Volkswagen originally created the Golf with the Mk1 in 1974. Designed as a simple yet fun front-engine, front-wheel drive three-door hatchback that was intended to replace the Volkswagen Beetle.
Golf, der Kompaktwagen von Volkswagen.
Kleine GTI.
2 years later, a more performance-oriented version known as the Golf GTI came to be. For a while, the Golf was always a more conservative, while the GTI blazed the trail for the hot hatch legacy. Then, in 2002, Volkswagen engineers wanted to make a high-performance model which stemmed from their success with rallying. Four-wheel drive, a bigger motor, and the debut of the dual-clutch automatic transmission, a first in a series production car, the Mk4 R32 was born and set the stage to turn heads. The Volkswagen Mk8 Golf R is part of a dying breed. Its closest competitors include the Audi S3, the Honda Civic Type R, the Hyundai Veloster Type N, and the recently discontinued Ford Focus RS. In today's market, completely saturated by SUVs, Volkswagen continues to target the enthusiast-minded folks just like you and me. With that in mind, we're going to take a look into what's new on the 2022 Mk8 Golf R. Under the hood of the Mk8 Golf R, you'll find an EA888 turbocharged 4-cylinder 2-liter making 315 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. This is up from the 288 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque from the previous Mk 7.5 generation. This car is equipped with a 7-speed DSG transmission with 4-motion all-wheel drive. North America is the only market to also get a 6-speed manual gearbox. Gone is the Haldex all-wheel drive system. This time, Volkswagen has opted for the torque vectoring rear differential. But what does that mean? Instead of 50% of the engine's torque, and no more, going to the rear wheels, the new system can send 100% of the engine's torque to an individual wheel on demand. One of the biggest changes for the Mk8 Golf R comes from under the hood, and I'm not talking about the engine or the turbo. Also included on the new 2022 Mk8 Golf R is the expansion of the individual driving modes that found themselves on the Mk 7 and 7.5 platforms. Included on the Mk8 are Comfort, Sport, 3 different types of race mode, and then a custom user mode. First up is Comfort mode. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the most comfortable setting for the entire car. It's great for cruising around and good fuel economy. Next up is Sport mode. This is the default mode that the car is set in once you turn it on, and all it does is enhance all of the aspects of the car. That includes steering, suspension, the exhaust sound, and the engine sound. Race mode is where everything gets turned up to 11. There's even a dedicated button on the steering wheel to enable race mode. Steering gets heavier, suspension gets more reactive, and the exhaust opens up completely. It doesn't just end at race mode, however. There are 2 sub-modes under race mode that you can select: drift mode and special mode, also known as the Nürburgring mode. So drift mode is exactly what it sounds like. It helps the car send all of the power to the rear wheels through the torque vectoring rear differential to give you some sick donut skills. Lastly is the special mode, also known as the Nürburgring mode. This is a special mode that mimics the settings that Volkswagen engineers had set up to tackle the Nürburgring when they set the lap time with the Mk8 Golf R, and is focused more on DSG downshifts and high-speed settings. Aside from the fact that the entire car has been redesigned, one of the biggest changes on the exterior for the Mk8 Golf R is the front end. It's got a new bumper, these blue accents running all the way across, an LED light strip, and it features the new Volkswagen R logo. Coming around to the side, Volkswagen Golf Rs now come standard with 19-inch wheels. We swapped ours out for Rotiform SGNs already. The brakes have been redesigned on the front end and feature a new blue caliper with a white logo on them. Coming around to the rear, we've had a change in the rear bumper, taillight design, and spoiler design, and the Golf R logo is now featured in the center as opposed to offset on the left or right side. Moving into the interior of the car, we're greeted with a wide array of changes as well. Most notably, you'll notice that the interior has been redone in a Napa leather with 2-tone colored seats, carbon accents throughout the interior, and a simplified redesigned center console showcasing the much controversial shift nugget, electronic parking brake, and on-off button. When it comes to tech, the Mk8 comes well equipped. At first glance, you'll notice the dash and infotainment system is completely digital. The interface is entirely controlled via capacitive touch, even the map lights. The only buttons are the hazard lights and SOS button. Adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and lane keep assist also make a return. A new heads-up display is now included in the fold. Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto are featured and pair well with a new wireless Qi charger, which makes the integration of your phone seamless. Ventilated seats for the front and heated seats for the front and back, as well as heated steering wheel come standard. And that just about does it for the new features on the Mk8 Golf R. As you can see, ours has been slightly modified, of course. We've thrown on ST springs, Rotiform SGNs, new Toyo T1 tires, and a full Miltech turboback exhaust. In our opinion, Volkswagen has done a great job paying respect to the R lineage and brought a fantastic platform to an enthusiast market. All that being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stick around for more Golf R content. That was weak. One of the biggest changes to the Mk8 Golf R has been to the hydraulic hood strut. Oops. I don't know what to do with my hands in here. First thing a lot of people will notice is this blue LED.
Golf.
It's not an LED, it's just a strip. Yeah. It just exists.
Yeah.
There's no LEDs. It's just there. It doesn't glow, it doesn't light up. Okay. There are two more sub-race mode settings you can follow. Drift mode, Nürburgring mode.
Yeah, trying to get yourself a bit in the beginning.
I don't know what happened. I hope you got, did you get that on film? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. Describe.
Yeah.